Oh, we're gonna beat this guy up with Tyrantusses, for sure. Keep the ramp and look for Psych Melon. Definitely want to be Witching Houring 12/12s in this matchup. Oh wait, he's not Odd Warrior. So Mechathune, I guess? Do I want to swipe his Acolyte to prevent some draws? I can also just play a Tyrant into it next turn. Let's spend mana. Big fan of spending the mana I have access to. So much armor gain from the opponent. Really need to pick up something to Flower Power. That's fine. Wow, look at this turn. Boom, got him. I'll Flower Power that. All I need is the Tyrantus, and my hand is like nuts. Psych Melon is also an acceptable draw. Not really too worried about what Dr. Boom can do. Nourish. I have 9 cards in hand, so let's go ahead and coin and draw.
Now how about...
Keep drawing cards. Need to find Tyrantus. Cool, found a playable, so I don't have to burn the Wild Growth here if I don't want. I do have the second Nourish though, so maybe I do just want to burn the Wild Growth. I have a lot of unplayables in my hand. Might be hard to play the Nourish, even if I don't have the Growth. I can hold it. Hero Power is my Tyrant, sure. Care very little for this Tyrant. Ooh, my Naturalizes were going to be good this game. They would have done a lot to him in Fatigue. And I assume he's going to Fatigue with Mechathune stuff. I guess he could just be like Dead Man's Hand or something. Well, let's find that good stuff. Up to 10 cards here. Do I want to, like, Faceless this thing? Not really. Let's just get rid of this Nourish. And I'm not sure if I ever want the card out of this Wild Growth, so I'm going to hold the excess mana. I have plenty of stuff to do over the next few turns. Next turn is probably just Tyrantus Faceless. It's a little bit weak to Super Collider. Not sure if this deck even has room for Super Collider. Super Collider's a lot less good when you can play Blood Razor. Oh no! Oh shit. Well, this is gonna be weird. Has he played any beasts this game, or are his witching hours as nuts as mine are gonna be? I mean, I have to go for the Tyrantus play, right? Gonna kill my guys. He's just making room so he can double Tyrantus. So I probably just want to go Gloop Spray or double trade if I'm not under threat of dying. What were those attacks? Is he just trying to make my Gloop Sprayer worse? Because, like, I don't give a shit. I'll copy a 12-6 Tyrantus. I think I'm definitely in a better spot than him, because I can get Gloop Sprayer value in his die the turn that he plays him. So he can go, like, double Witching Hour for the Tyrantusses, but then I can just, like... I mean, I can double Witching Hour mine as well. He didn't copy the second Gloop Sprayer, so he doesn't know about it. He might get just, like, pretty punished by that. Might not even need the Witching Hours. Okay, he opted for a Faceless over a Witching Hour, makes sense. I think I just go Gloop Sprayer number 2 here. Have to trade this off, but that's fine. So he's got, what, a Witching Hour, a Plague, a Dream Petal Florist, and a Gloop Sprayer. None of that is particularly good for him. Does get to hide his Tyrantus behind 1/5s, but it's just one Tyrantus. I guess I can't really stop him from getting a little bit of Gloop Sprayer value here. I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. I probably don't even need to play Witching Hour, do I? My board seems pretty solid.
Oh, I love that used thing. They grow up so fast.
Do I have lethal here? 28. This is 6, so it doesn't look like it. Probably want to kill that guy. Should be his last Tyrantus, if I'm correct. I'm showing 24, another 5, 29. If I play Dream Petal Florist, that's another 6, so the Florist doesn't even set up lethal. It does get in the way of a Super Collider, which I'm not really expecting to be in his deck. It's bad against Brawl. I guess bad against Brawl is a convincing enough reason to not play it. These Tyrantusses should get there, I hope. It is kind of a shame that I had to trade so many of mine into his Tyrantusses. But I still have 3 untargetable 12/12s he's gonna have to get through. Probably just want to, like, swipe that guy and push face. I could go Malfurion double hero power with the Innervate to kill it. Oh right, it has Rush, so I don't get the chance. Wow, he high rolled. That's such a good hero power there. Well, I probably don't want to play the other Witching Hour yet, because if he goes, like, Brawl, and then the 12/1 lives, I just lose. But if I play the Witching Hour, I can play Malfurion and start getting him. I think I like getting the Dream Petal Florist in play, so that, like, just his hero power isn't good enough to stop my threats. Like, I want multiple threats. It's still really bad if he plays Brawl, and the 14/1 lives, But like, if the Dream Petal Florist lives, that's fine. Next turn is probably just make another 12-12, maybe get Malfurion going. Looks like no Brawl if he's doing that. Actually, maybe this deck doesn't even play Brawl. If it's a Mechathune deck, sometimes a Brawl can get stranded in your hand. But I guess you always have your Dr. Boom hero power to like make 1/1s and then you can cast the Brawl. So there should be Brawls in that deck.
This would be a good time for a master plan.
Unity, precision.
Alright, that's a big Zilliax.
Oh, I love that new thing.
Pretty hard for me to get through. Wow, he runs it in. Is that correct? I can just swipe hero power it now and get my 14 through. I guess he does heal quite a lot off me swipe hero powering it. I mean, it's still gotta be correct though, I would think.
This'll be good.
He's still low enough that the second Tyrantus just kills him. So again, we're looking at Brawl. He wins the 50-50, and then he just has like a Clockwork Automaton or something that survived that he can run into my 12-4. I'm not sure if there's a mech he can discover for 3 or less that does 4 damage. Okay, Harvest Golem actually does fit the bill. A lot of armor. That's more armor.
The circle of life is over.
Do I want Poisonous or Taunt? I guess I want Taunt so he can't like rush stuff into my Tyrantus. Poisonous lets me get through his taunts though. It's hard for him to have 12 worth of stuff to rush into my Tyrantus. This Blast Shield's a freaking bummer, dude. I really wish I could have just chosen to not take Malfurion's Battlecry there. But I think I want to start hitting him for 3. And he's definitely had some spots where Brawl was a pretty good play. That's fucking annoying. I guess Taunt would have been better after all.
I love that new thing.
If the Giggling Inventor just cost 7 mana like it should, it would have been fine.
That belongs in a museum.
I'm not that upset by that. Getting him closer to fatigue is actually good for me. And he's still making mechs, so I guess he's not too set on the Mechathune plan. Hey, my 12 can go face! Hell yeah. I have 17. So let's do some cleanup. Why did he get more armor? God damn. Fucking annoying. So does he just not play Brawl? He's really deep and hasn't drawn it. I don't think I'm getting Brawled. Why wouldn't he get a giant taunt minion off his delivery drone? So his hand could still be Boomship, Malygos, Mechathune, Inner Rage, Whirlwind. But you need 2 Inner Rages for the combo, right? So maybe that's just not what he's playing. I really wish this guy would stop getting the best hero power literally every turn. And now he just kills my Tyrantus. He has to eat... Okay, he doesn't have to eat any damage. So I'm like significantly ahead in fatigue. I should just be dead here. And he gets fucking armor again. Holy shit, dude. So I still have 3 turns that I can attack him. Yeah, I'm just fucking dead. I feel like I got insanely unlucky that game. He had Skulking Geist like on turn 6 to kill both Naturalizes from my hand. And then he Azalena'd like every power card in my deck. Fucking nuts.
Lunara versus Malfurion. I must protect Hope.
Ishnu Allah, Archdruid.
Should only need 1 melon, right? And shouldn't need a Spellstone against Druid. So it can't. Well, my dumb opponent didn't gain mana last turn, so I should be ahead right now.
Look! Look!
Well, I'm gonna say Arcane Tyrant was an above average draw that turn.
This'll be good.
So everything other than Gloop is a good target here. And then the Gloop is still like fine. Alright, so we're making 2 Tyrantusses next turn. Oh, and the Florist lived. Still need 2 more armors to upgrade this, so probably just won't bother. Next turn I can make 3 Tyrantusses. Oh, very impressive 9-drop. Can play the Psych Melon here to pick up the other Gloop.
They grow up so fast.
Play the Melon here so I don't have to top deck either of these. Hopefully he doesn't concede because I want to have 7 Tyrantusses on the board.
Wanna see the voodoo I do? Mine! Mine! All mine!
A natural mistake.
Please don't concede. No! All I had to do was trade my Gloop into the... Oh wait, I could only have 6, right? I need Faceless to be the final one. Well, having 6 still would have been cool. Unsurprisingly, this deck actually performed reasonably well. I say it's unsurprising because it has a lot of Druid cards in it, and it can actually pull off its game plan pretty reliably. If you've ever played with or against Druid, you know how consistently they can draw into their ramp spells, and with Juicy Psych Melon giving you basically all of your combo pieces, and guaranteeing that you draw your win condition, the deck definitely does its thing pretty much every game. I think compared to the top Druid decks, this one is probably quite a bit weaker against aggro, because compared to, say, Malygos Druid, they can discount their Malygos with Florist, and then they have a big swipe turn that can take the board back from Zoo or whatever. But maybe with the nerfs to Quest Rogue and Aggro Mage, there will be less aggro, and I think this deck actually does perform pretty well against slow decks, particularly other Druids. Because when you play a Tyrantus against Druid, they just don't really have an answer. Like, yeah, they can block you with Spreading Plague, but really their only option is to try to, like, set up a Malygos OTK, because they can never actually deal with this guy, so they have to just try to kill you through it. A word of advice, though, is, try not to get your Tyrantus MC teched. I did lose a game to a Togwaggle Druid because of that. But in general, I think you probably destroy Togwaggle Druid. I think there's a good chance that you're just faster than Taunt Druid and can kill them before they do much. We saw in this video that I actually ended up losing to a Warrior, but I have to imagine that this deck is probably pretty favored against Warrior overall, as long as they don't Azalina into your 6 Tyrantus hand or whatever happened. As for the list, I didn't end up changing anything, and I think most of the cards pretty obviously make some sense. I think the Spreading Plagues are a little bit sketchy since they interfere with the Witching Hours, but I didn't feel like I had that much trouble playing one or the other, because you don't really need Plague in the matchups where you need Witching Hours, and you don't really need the Witching Hours in the aggro matchups where Plague is good. If I wanted to change any cards, I would be looking at these Innervates. The idea was basically just allowing me to play a discounted Gloop Sprayer and Tyrantus in the same turn, but you can really put any good Druid card here. You can play Wrath, Ferocious Howl, Greedy Sprite is something I considered, but you do want to be careful about playing too many minions because they do interfere with your Florists. But the Greedy Sprites, they give you much needed mana and they are pretty easy to get out of the hand. You could maybe even play Twig in this slot, or Carnivorous Cube could also make some sense. Anything that doesn't sound totally unreasonable could definitely be tried in the place of these Innervates. Overall though, I think the list is looking pretty solid.